week, we're gonna make the upgrade on mainnet. Very soon, we're gonna make another release containing some bug fixing. So there is the one we talk about for on reverts. Currently, you can't create a cross-chain transaction from the on revert call. And so there is another issue with Solana withdraw that we talk about. So yeah, we have a check that was normally only for Sol token, but it was not refactored to include SPR tokens. So you can basically at max withdraw 1 million unit of token. So if the token has 6 decimals, so you can withdraw 1 unit of token. So for USDC and USDT, for example, you can not only, but that's the minimum amount. So you can you need to withdraw at least one USDC and USDT, which is not great for user experience. And for some token, that's not that makes the SPL token not usable. So that's important that we bring this to mainnet as soon as possible. So we're gonna make fix a patch basically based on V25 that gonna be prepared very soon. So the idea is to backport those pairs once they are merged. And there's one security review ongoing for this one. So we're gonna wait for this to be completed before completing V26. Another one, but that's not a requirement, but that's small change. That's also adding some of the chains we might consider in future. It's not chains we decided to integrate, but that we're considering. So I think we can discuss for that tomorrow. So we'll have a call where we're gonna discuss about planning for V26, but heads up on that. Yeah, that's on the coming release. Is there any question on that? Is there like some other consideration we should have for this patch release?
No direct questions, but overall, I think we just need to somehow get together and rush into launching Solana. So if there are any blockers that can be split up between different team members, I think it's better to focus on them, prioritize them in like short term, because I think we're like 98% there, right? And we just need to push through those remaining 2% and then go further with other changes. What do you think, guys?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Solana, we've done quite a lot of tests already on testnet and what we integrate on mainnet. For this one specifically, that was very edge case, maybe not big edge case because we should have tested small amount of token that would have been caught. But yeah, that was basically test edge case that was not and the coverage we had for the test. So yeah, we need to take that as a lesson and try to think about more in future integrations, like all the edge cases that can consider for new network or new features. But I think that's a good point. We should still like maybe do a review if there are any like pending or other pending bugs that we reported before doing V26, because then yeah, it's kind of painful to do chain upgrades. It's not something we can do every day. So I think I was just gonna add this to action items review of Solana testing.
And given all of those fixes that we're gonna ship soon, like convert and withdraw, like what else is left to launch it mainnet, like to end users? Let's say to go to Eddie and say, "Hey guys, could you integrate this into your dApp?" to announce that we finally support like end-to-end all the feature set. I think withdraw and call is not as urgent as just like regular deposit and withdraw because swaps
Mhm.
are like 95% of use cases for cross chain right now, especially given all the like crazy times with Trump,
Mhm.
etc. So I think if
Yeah.
we somehow like properly market all that, say, hey, you can use your BTC to buy Solana coins on ZetaChain without Coinbase, because people like they literally were complaining yesterday and throughout the whole weekend that Coinbase sucks. It is really slow to withdraw Solana from exchange into the blockchain, and here we can like make some uh, make some marketing based on this. Say, hey, you don't need even to go to centralized exchange to do your
Mhm.
Solana purchases, etc. So yeah, I think this is like a momentum to have and a really great opportunity to push this. And if you guys need any help, besides I also bought Rust book, so I'm learning Rust right now. So if you need
Mhm.
any help regarding making this shipped faster, I will be pleased to help.
Okay. Yeah, this bug basically, I mean that's the main thing really functionally on the chain. There are some improvements that client, but their client's always easy to upgrade. I mean, compared to chain upgrade. So for Z26, yeah, that's the only thing that was still reported. All right. Yeah, I think we can regarding like the idea with meme coins, we can follow up on Slack for that. Yeah, another one important thing. So, like we see with the 26, it's kind of a slow workflow to make a chain thread. So it's like big priority for next release will be to have Cosmos v15, so we have access to faster proposal, governance proposal workflow. Yeah, so on this, you working on this on that, Stefan. Is there anything you can update us on?
Yeah, I made end-to-end tests work. Currently, I'm pushing to on that particular PR to fix CI. Some tests are still erroring out, and that is the main PR. I will clean it up afterwards. But yeah, I expect even without tests to be ready today to start reviews. So yeah, that's the plan. But yeah, end-to-end test passing, just cleaning up unit test, and there are a bunch of changes. So yeah.
Okay. Maybe the Ethermine ones could be reviewed already.
Yeah, I'm currently fixing. There are some more issues in test, but
It's
I will.
okay, it's in this one. Okay.
Yeah, I will post the message on Slack channel. I think yeah, we will be able to start reviews even without unit tests, and then I can fix that in parallel.
Okay. Sounds good. So you think this week can be put for review?
Yeah, I mean, I first pass. I hope it will be able to start tomorrow, and then this week, with some effort, we can even merge it to develop. That's my plan at least. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and following up on other work you're looking into, I know Solana was joining core. So yeah, it will be to have a prototype on local net. Yeah, anything else? What is there any code already on that?
Yeah, I started locally a little bit to prototype. I need to finish the example that I discussed with Dennis to in withdraw and call to have a contract call back to gateway deposit or deposit and call. So yeah, after I open PRs from Cosmos, I will wrap this initial prototype. Still a bit uncertain if everything will work, but it's not that hard to at least put up a simple example. So I will do that soon.
Okay.
Guys, a quick question on withdrawn call for Solana. As far as I know, when interacting with Solana smart contracts, developers, they need to specify contracts that your contract wants to interact with upfront. Is that true? And how would we solve this for gateway withdrawn call?
Yeah, you need. There is a discussion on Slack. You can check. You need to specify
Okay.
accounts. I will send you the thread. It's
Okay.
yeah.
Thanks. I'll follow up. Thank you.
Okay. Is there anything like you mentioned, Mitri, you said learning Rust and you would be happy to help on some things. That's actually something I think that where you could actually contribute to. I think it's important that yeah, most of us have interacted with most of the part of the network, and I think that can be a good opportunity to work with Solana.
I can definitely take a look. But the question is, do we want to launch mainnet Solana integration with or without withdrawn call?
No, without. That's the first
Okay.
stage. Like I think that will be the stage for most of the chains. Like first stage, you deposit and call, and you just withdraw token. Because
Yep.
withdrawing call requires more development regarding calling smart contracts on the chain. Maybe for some chains that will not even be possible.
Yeah.
But
Especially for Solana, because right when you use like SPL20, you are not like deploying the same code per se, like we do in Solidity. You're literally like creating like a child instance of the same contract that is provided by the blockchain itself. So what I'm trying to say is that probably it would require like extra careness and extra like audits for withdrawn call for Solana, because probably it would be possible to somehow perform a malicious withdrawal and drain gateway funds. So yeah, we need to have like 100 edge cases in mind when we implement this feature, and it will take a while both on development side and security as well.
yeah, for sure, it's something I'm gonna have a review security wise by someone like experimented with Solana. I think maybe something interesting is that you contribute as well to like the spec. You can help us basically on the security considerations. Yeah, I think we can follow up on the conversation on Slack and see if there are some parts of the feature where we could make the work a bit um, like break down the features and so you can contribute as well.
Okay.
And yeah, maybe that can also be interesting since you're on that client. Maybe that there will be some consideration to have regarding Solana clients. So I don't know if you started already refactoring the client for Solana.
Now, right now I'm working on EVM chains.
Okay, that was my understanding. So BTC has been completed, and yeah, when do you think EVM will be ready?
This week,
Okay.
it's also a huge refactoring because it also involves not only Observer and Signer, but RPCs, RPC improvements and test suite for end-to-end Observer inside EVM chains.
Okay.
Yeah, because like
Looking forward.
yes, sorry for interrupting. I planned to complete it last week, but I got interrupted by another huge task of re-implementing Bitcoin RPC. Right now, we have like a completely custom RPC client that supports all of like observability and reliability stuff. Because like default BTC suite client, it does not even support context. So we had incidents regarding this, like. Remember when something was blocked for the whole Zeta client because Bitcoin RPC went down and we could not like retry stuff due to the fact that like the request was blocking the whole thread. So yeah, it took a while to
Okay.
implement it. Right now, I'm a bit late, but I'll catch up.
Okay. That's fine. Yeah, and the event client, there's another thing. So I wanted to bring this up, but Pano is not here anywhere. So we're not gonna discuss about this, but Pano is doing some researches about so BS as a alternative for TSS, and yeah, I don't think something we will work pretty soon. We would start working on pretty soon, but I think that might be interesting if we can already think about, or maybe it's already something you're doing in your refactoring, but having design for the signer client where you can easily switch from the TSS to another signing
Yeah,
mechanism.
we already have kind of similar
Okay.
notion of just like interface, and like TSS has a really easy interface. It literally has, I think, one method called sign that accepts like hash, and that's it. So it would be easy to replace. But I think overall discussion regarding new TSS scheme is, I think it's way too early in my opinion, because let's take Torchain. They process like 200 million a day using TSS. And I think that we can definitely optimize our TSS given how many brittle edge cases we have. And let's say like based on paper, on original TSS paper, like subtract network cost, it should take like less than 5 seconds to sign a transaction. And given that right now we only have 9 signers, so I think there's definitely like some bugs and issues in Go TSS that cause like that stream reset, stream error, etc. And if we optimize those, it will make current implementation way faster. And we have not hit the ceiling with the performance of TSS. That's what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
that makes sense. I think that's a general, bit consensus in the company. I think Sam is not here, but Charlie, Macron also agree on that. That's on the implementation side, we should better focus right now on optimizing the TSS and fixing
yeah.
like
Also,
there is
yeah,
some issues.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go on.
No, I just agree that we should more prioritize work on optimizing the train issues without TSS, rather than fully implementing new solutions. Right now, the idea is just to have like a proof of concept and exploring if it can be a possible alternative. Because if we do it, in any case, it's something that might take time.
Yeah, and also it requires like a very like an enormous migration of funds, right? Literally, we need to migrate everything, and it's a very tricky thing to do.
Mm-hmm. It's something you need to do, but also time. But yeah, also once you do it, if I take BS as an example, then in theory it's the last time you do it because BRS support like keeping the same address but changing the signers. That's also something problematic with TSS, that you need to regenerate new address if you have a new actors in the set. It's like the gateway. So we did the migration of all the S20s for the gateway, but now that we have the gateway, it's the only time we had to do this because the gateway can be upgraded. Okay. I think kind of a deeper conversation on that next time once we'll have DevOps in the core, and also Banner, I think we'll have a more concrete implementation for it.
Sure.
And yeah, so then you plan to work on Solana, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So maybe that can be the opportunity to see Yeah, if there are considerations regarding withdrawn call, yeah, I don't know, that might be an opportunity to also get up to speed to withdrawn call and see how it applies for the client.
Yeah, I think as soon as I get there, I'll reach out to Conru and Stefan regarding how it works, like how it actually works, and then yeah, I'll do my best to help and speed things up, because like Rust is Rust, and like Solana is just like a different beast. It's just like Rust is just a subset of the whole thing, right?
Okay. Bitcoin, so Charlie Chen is mainly work on this, but yeah, he's not in the call, especially there. So replaced by Fee, started working on smaller peers. So yeah, please have a look. There is one already being ready for you. This one, I think there were some conversation with Denis included. So registering the cross transaction when you don't have the depositor fee. I think Tanmay and I don't remember who was part of this. Sorry. Yeah, is there anything you want to talk about? My opinion is that it seems valid to have the question function that is created and having it aborted by default. Now, the conversation was on the issue.
Yeah, like from my perspective, I think it's fine if we add CCTX, but we should just keep in mind the considerations, because creating the CCTX right now involves all like votes from the observers, and the observer set can increase, the cost of these votes can increase, and things like that. But yeah, if we are mindful of that and okay with it,
Yeah,
then I don't see a problem with creating a new system.
you pay the Bitcoin fee currently, even
Yeah,
if you don't
but
have the
yeah, you pay the Bitcoin fee, but that's one transaction, and then all the observers would vote on that on ZetaChain, and that vote would cost them like gas, like they'll be paying for the gas, and now it's
yeah,
like 9
but
votes that come in.
it's the same for the chains. Use Base, for example. Base, it's much cheaper to make a transaction compared to Bitcoin.
Yeah, but for Bitcoin, for this particular flow, they can just trigger it with like a minimum deposit, which doesn't, which does not even create like an actual CCTX, just creates like an aborted CCTX.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, as long as we are mindful of that, I think it's fine to create the CCTX and set the message. And
Okay.
I had a chat with Charlie as well, and I think from the UX perspective, this is the best option, because people are already querying the CCTX to get the status message, and this would just show up in the same place. So we don't have to add any additional documents or whatever.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, I just see it's big peer. I talked to him about doing small peers. Yeah, I don't know if this one could have been broken down into smaller ones. I don't know. Do you have an opinion on that, Dmitry, since you reviewed it already?
Excuse me, I got interrupted. Could you repeat the last sentence?
Yeah, I was mentioning like big one. Do you have opinion if this one could have been broken down into a smaller one?
No, I think it's fine because it's mostly some like Control F changes with like one-liners. Yeah, mostly all changes.
What is that?
I think it was auto-generated by some CLI tool, like protobuf generator, maybe.
Yeah, it's the
Not,
CLI docs automatically generated.
but why you would have 15,000 lines for this?
Like
That's interesting.
all the docs for the CLI is in one file. Pretty large file.
No, it's
Yeah. I think Charlie just
yeah,
probably ran some old version of something, and it like generated
yeah.
the whole file that we probably deleted in some previous PRs.
Oh, okay, we should check that because here it's created, like it's not modified.
Yeah.
The entire file is created.
Could you leave a comment, please, right now?
Just checking very quickly. Yeah. Well, that's not big concern, I think, but yeah, let's check that.
Yeah, actually, I noticed this file in my PR as well. It got generated this time.
Okay. Yeah, I think so. I think it may have been removed from one pure sphere. Cool. So on this, we aligned. That's cool. The UX improvement for crunch function, this is really for review. I think there was some discussions. Is there something you want to bring up, Dennis?
Yeah, like two quick things. I'll make a change on this as recommended by Dennis to create like a JSON object from the message so that it can be passed easily. I think that's useful. I'll try to add that into this PR, and also like this comment. I know you mentioned to use like a internal type, but I was considering using like the same object for the status field directly, not in this PR, maybe in the future. So yeah, I just want to get your thoughts. Do you want to still move to internal type or just define the protocol here?
Let me. Yeah, I think that would be better. Just have a look at the PR again because if you made some changes with, yeah.
Okay, yeah, we can discuss on that.
So yeah, just to be sure. So we still have like three different like string: the error, the outbound message, and the status.
Yes, we have the status, the outbound error, and the revert error. The
What's
outbound and the revert error are optional, but the status message always exists.
yeah? But why do we want JSON?
For the errors, for the outbound and the revert error. So when the error comes from EVM deposit,
You
so
have
we
type,
return,
event with.
sorry. Yeah, so when the error comes from
Uh,
EVM, we return like a
yeah.
couple of different
Okay.
fields like method, args, and stuff like that.
Okay.
So we can
I
create like a
think.
JSON structure for that.
Okay. I think if it's not the case yet, it'd be great to add this in the doc. So just to see how does the error look like, and would be
Yeah,
easier to make decision to move forward.
yeah.
Okay. And I wanted to follow up as well. On simulation tests, is there still something to be completed?
The simulation tests are ready, are like working for observer and cross-chain module. And the next thing would be to add simulation tests for fungible module and precompiles. So basically for precompiles, we need to add the stuff for fungible as well. I think some of
Okay.
these issues can be closed off with, yeah, I'll close off the stuff that is already done.
Yeah, it would be great if you can have a look at it. And yeah, I think that would be great to resume some work on that. If we still need tests in the fungible. So we reach a point where we can just close the epic. And in general, I think that would be great to have all the simulation tests packed ready, basically, for universal staking.
Okay.
Yeah, that's on my side. Last week I was working on cleaning up some code with the V2 contract, so we removed the V1 code base and also added some tests for V2. And this week, plan to look into using basically the V2 workflow for Bitcoin Solana. So Solana use on-call instead of on cross-chain call. So we have this for the next release. And yeah, I don't think that should be too complex. So I plan to finish this this week. But yeah, there might be some work on the client, but I don't think that's gonna be big. So I can work on that same time the refactoring in the client. Yeah. Also for next release, what I think we can complete is the on-board interface. So I know there are one peer that you reviewed, Stefan and Denis, and I want to ask, do you think we could merge this one and like start doing a prototype basically on the local net? And if so, Denis, do you need some help to implement it on the local net?
I think the local net implementation depends on the actual implementation of the contract, so the interface is not going to be enough, I think.
Okay. I mean, on the workflow, there. So the abort is always the latest, like the latest fallback in the workflow of the cross chain. So for anything where you don't know what to do with cross chain, it gets aborted. And in this case, if there is abort address specified, you would use the on abort hook. If you take the local net in consideration, so you skip the entire complexity of ZetaChain, where there are tons of different reasons you could get cross-chain function aborted. So I think the only case for local net where you would reach the abort work path is when the on revert fails. So I mean, I can improve the prepare documentation on this if you need, but I think that's the only the only way you would get cross function aborted if you have the only revert basically that fails.
Okay, let me rephrase. Is there going to be an execute on a board function in protocol contracts?
No.
Okay.
It's directly the my thinking was directly having the fungible token calling on a board, but I've been just thinking that would be better for developer experience to always have only gateway as modifier. So yeah, in this case we would modify the gateway basically to execute abort. That's actually a good point because on abort is only on the chain, so you could have the only fungible or only protocol, but I don't think that's clean actually. If we could just have the developer using only gateway everywhere, that would be better.
Okay, so yeah, if there's not going to be any implementation files, then sure, I can add support for on a board. I'm also working on Solana support for local net, so it includes a small refactor. So I'll see if both features are going to be there. For Solana,
Okay.
I'm a bit not blocked, but yeah, working on withdraw. But yeah, it's a really cool feature, a really important one for any kind of transfers. So yeah.
I think that kind of completes like that allows to support most of the use cases because you will always have a last fallback where you can recover stuff.
And quick question: who's gonna pay for gas for execute the board?
It's inferred by the protocol, so it's like when you make a deposit, it's the protocol that pay.
Okay.
So yeah, you don't have to. It's not like withdraw where you consume the token. It also happens on the chain. So yeah, protocol infer the fee.
Do we allow calls to other chains from on a board? Like
Cost from
making
on the chain.
making gateway calls from on a board.
No, that's actually something. I mean, you don't have arbitrary contract call on that chain, so you would not be able to artificially call on a board, if that's the question.
No, I meant within the on a board hook, can a developer
Mhm.
make a gateway call to another chain?
Oh yeah. I mean,
Okay. As long
we'll
as
need
they have
to
enough tokens
yeah.
for that.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, we'll need to have consideration the fix we need to do here, but no, that should definitely be possible if you have enough token.
Cool.
All right. I just remember we have the stand up in 2 minutes. So BLS, that's fine. Apparently, is not here. There were some other discussion. So yeah, we can maybe follow up on Slack, but maybe yeah, just is there anything that need be consideration here? So I think this we talked about it, and we can make a refactor in the future. If you can create issue for this one, tell me so we can talk further on the issue.
Okay.
Events. Yeah, let's wrap up here actually, and we can eventually just add those in the next call. Cool. See you in the stand up.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.